Putin says Moscow to place nuclear weapons in Belarus. U.S. reacts cautiously. Russian President Vladimir Putin and Belarusian President Alexander Lukashenko observed training launches of ballistic missiles. Sorry, guys, I got this list because I'm whitening my teeth. As part of the exercise of the Strategic Deterrence Force in Moscow. Russia, February 19th, 2022. Sputnik. Okay. Shakes hands with Lukashenko, state resident outside Moscow, on 17th of February, 25th of March. Russia will station tactical nuclear weapons in Belarus, sending a warning to NATO over its military support for Ukraine and escalating a standoff with the West. Guys, this is becoming a Cold War like we had back before the Soviet Union fell. Although not unexpected, and while Putin said the move would not violate nuclear non-proliferation promises, it is one of Russia's most pronounced nuclear signals since the beginning of its invasion of Ukraine 13 months ago. The United States, the world's other nuclear superpower, has reacted cautiously to Putin's statement, with a senior administration official saying that there were no signs Moscow planned to use its nuclear weapons. Putin likened his plans to the U.S. stationing weapons in Europe and said that Russia would not be transferring controls to Belarus. But this could be the first time since the 1990s, means USSR, that Russia were to base such weapons outside the country. There's nothing unusual here either. Firstly, the United States has been doing this for decades, and they've basically not done anything about it, the Russians. And I'm not a Russian sympathizer nor a communist. Just go ahead and get that out there. They have long deployed their tactical nuclear weapons on the territory of their allied countries, Putin told state television. Yes, he said this over 1,000 times, probably. We agreed that we will do the same without violating our obligations. I emphasize that without violating international obligations on the non-proliferation of nuclear weapons. Tensions have grown over the war in Ukraine after heavy supplies of Western weaponry to Kiev and Moscow, shifting its rhetoric on its military operation away from demilitarization of its neighbor to fighting the collective West there. Do you understand that, guys? And I want to make another thing really stay tuned. I'm going to finish reading this. Some hawkish, and I'm going to tell you some other stuff. Hawkish Russian politicians and commentators have long speculated about nuclear strikes, saying Russia has the right to defend itself with nuclear weapons if it's pushed beyond its tactical limits. Tactical nuclear weapons refer to those used for specific gains on a battlefield rather than those with the capacity to wipe out cities. It is unclear how many such weapons Russia has, given its area still shrouded in Cold War secrecy. Okay. Now, what I wanted to touch on was there's this thing called BRICS. BRICS. And I want to show you what that is too. It's very important that you understand this. Okay. An acronym for 5 regional economies: Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. Okay? What I'm pointing out here, guys, is we're headed up to a World War III type situation. Think of BRICS would be what you would consider Axis powers. This is what happened before we went into World War II. You know, everybody chose sides. And now people know we had a country to join NATO the other day, just so I can show you that I'm not lying to you. Latest country to join the NATO. Finland on April of this year. So guys, pray that nuclear weapons are not used.